Hello, everybody. If you have seen any of our shorts or other content, you'd probably noticed I am not Enzo. I am Mr. Editor Man. Enzo is a part of this video, however,
Look at this. See this right here? 14, 15. Day right! I'm back to play!
he had business to take care of. So I am doing the intro for y'all. In today's video, we are going to be going over our ranked mindsets in hopes to help rank you guys up. Started the initiator mains. We don't have a specific section for you guys because neither of us play initiator that much, though I am learning. What? That's not a headshot? What the? Anyway, I hope everyone can learn just one thing from this video, and if you do, please consider leaving a like and subscribing and leaving a comment. And if you have any useful tips that we missed, leave them down below. Alright, let's get into it. The video starts off with duelist and general tips from Enzo, and then I'm going to come in and give you tips for controllers and sentinels at the end of the video.
One entry on Ascent A would just be the smoke. And make sure to clear your close angles, either left or right side, and to peek out your smoke and begin to clear the site. It's pretty much all you do as Jet is you just smoke dash into it, and then you check all of your angles. And whenever you're entering as Jet, you want to make sure that to not do this. You see how I look straight forward and I didn't look into any direction? Whenever you smoke dash, you want to be sure to flick your mouse to either the left or right side. The reason that we do this is to make sure that if there are any enemies sitting in an off angle or sitting on either side holding a crossfire, you'll be the first to know. And as Jet, you're going to be the center of attention whenever you smoke dash onto the site because you are the first threat that they can see. So for example, if I were to entry as Jet the same exact way, except this time I flick my mouse to the right to clear close right, and then you want to slowly, you don't want to leave, depending on if you know where the enemy location is, you don't want to slowly peek out of your smoke because it's easy headshot. What you can do, you can wide swing it, and then check all of the angles, and then clear tree if you need to, clear Jenny. And of course with Jet, along with many other characters, you're able to have different kinds of entries. That one was the stair entry. This is a very popular one, and higher elo is Jenny entry, to where you can clear back Jenny, dice, top of heaven and hell. And those are kind of the basic entries for Jet. I don't know exactly what, but for just a general rule of thumb for any character and agent is to make sure that you know exactly what the util will do. So for example, I'm able to block off sightlines with Jet very well, I'm able to clear one side of the choke point. Whether that be close left, close right. You're trying to get as much intel and create as much space onto the site so that way your team is able to push through the choke and hopefully secure the round. Because usually whenever you're playing on any map and any rank, they don't normally 4 or 5 stack a site, so you guys have the numbers advantage. But you also have to remember to use your util correctly. You want to make sure that you clear as much space as possible, and you also clear many of the aggressive angles that people can hold. For example, a very aggressive angle on split that people often use whenever they're lurking is right here. You'll usually be peeked from either close cubby, Rams, or main. I'm going to use Jet as an example. However, with different characters come different utility. For example, if I were to try and clear this as Jet, smoke off Rams, clear close, smoke, dash and onto site, and then you can come out here and clear this. Or instead, whenever you're dashing onto site, you could technically clear close left. But that's kind of a waste of your dash when you could have one of your initiators or other utility info gathering util. You can just use those instead, like Sova Dart, Sova Drone, KO Knife, things like that. However, if you were to use different characters, instead of maybe using a smoke here, if you were Reyna, you'd probably just layer it instead and then clear it as best you can. Same thing, if you're Reyna, you'd probably just layer middle of sight, check all your angles, make sure that everything is clear for your team to get on. And there's 2 different types of characters in this game. There's characters that use flashes, and there's other characters like Jet and Raze that do not have access to flashes, but they are used to create a lot of space. For example, if I was Raze, what I would do, throw out Roomba right here, and clear all of this, toss a Raze nade up here to get ramps, and then I'd just be able to push with my team with double satchel and clear as many angles as I can, or better yet, try and get onto rafters and hold an unexpected angle. Whenever you are attacking, it is very, very important that you calm everything with your team and that you combo utility. A good example of combining util would be obviously the Sova drone. The Sova drone would be able to check all these close angles, so you don't have to use your util on it, and you'd be able to smoke dash on the site, and you'd even be able to smoke off screens or elbow, screens or elbow, and slowly be able to clear all of backside and gain map control. One really important rule of thumb in Valorant in general is map control. Map control is a huge thing because it stops them from being able to peek you from many different angles. Another great rule of thumb for being a duelist is that your stats, realistically, they matter, but then again they don't, because especially if you are the entry fragger, you are the first person they're going to look at. You're probably going to be the first person they're going to shoot, and you are more than likely going to be the first person to die. Stats in Valorant don't really matter if you win, let's be honest here. I could be going 6 and 18, but if I'm doing my job of clearing site, making space for my team to get on, then I'm doing my job as the entry fragger or the duelist.
Alright guys, Mr. Editor playing controller right here. I'm going to show you examples and general rule of thumbs on how to smoke sites with any of your smoke characters. None of these are going to be Astra specific, except for her swirl and her stun. Other characters have other utility they can use to utilize getting on site. Alright, so now you have all this cleared out. Don't mind the fact that my Vandal is gone. Don't worry about that. Main thing to do, at least on A site, and on any site, is to smoke the most expected lines of sight, right? The most contested where most people are going to be at. And on this site, it's going to be heaven. You don't want anyone to op your team from heaven. Any angle, really, where they can op your team before they even get on site is one you kind of want to smoke. And then for a general rule of thumb on every site, CT is mostly what you definitely want to smoke. So an example of what I would smoke with on A site, I'd smoke heaven, and then I'd smoke CT. Now, a good general rule of thumb also for smoking doorways is you want to smoke it like this. You don't want to smoke it super in front of the door like this, because now they have all this play space. They can come through here, they can flash out, and they can really just flash out and already clear all this and clear this. For example, with the first smoke, which is right here, they would have to flash out here, and all it really does is clear that. It doesn't even clear anything. It just blinds whoever's there, but it doesn't clear any of this. It doesn't clear any of that. They still have someone can still be ratting right here. You get the kill. So make sure you smoke a little deep, not super deep, where the smoke doesn't even cover the door like this. They can still pretty much peek out of this, but actually it's not too bad. If you're holding this angle in specific, it's not too bad. But like this, they can still peek out and clear all that. They can clear that. So you want to smoke it not too deep, but not deep enough. So this is a perfect smoke right here. No matter what, they're exposed. They're exposed from here. As soon as they peek out, they're exposed from here. Anyone could be playing here. They're exposed to all this. They're exposed to that. And if anyone's holding here, look at all the lines of sight. That's pretty much what you want to do. When you smoke CTs, you want to make them exposed to as many line of sight as possible if they dare to run through. Now, of course, when you're playing Astra, you have more than just smokes. You have other utility, and this is also for any other control player. You have utility to contest sight. So regardless of whether I'm going through short or I'm going through main, I want to help someone enter from short and someone through main, right? Because you don't want to just 5-man rush through only one entryway if there's multiple. So, for example, a hard to clear area for people that are playing short is this. It's really annoying to clear. And the general rule of thumb, what I like to do is I like to put utility on spots that are hard to clear so my teammates don't have to put as much effort on clearing it. So this would be kind of hard to clear because people can be there and people can be holding across here. What I would do is something like this. This is what I would generally do going on A. For the first time, at least the first few rounds, I'd smoke these, and then I would swirl and stun. So anyone coming through short, when this is swirled, they come out here. The people here are going to be vulnerable to take double damage, and anyone that's camping behind here to swing on A main is going to be stunned. Now, a big part of playing controller is adaptability. You can't do the same thing every round, right? You can do the same smokes, those are fine. But say you've been doing this, now no one plays here. No one wants to get swirled, and no one plays super close back here. They play right here now. Or instead of camping in this corner, they camp here. Once you see people starting to do that, what you can do is now just move your swirl over there and move your stun more right here. And now when people entry, this can be stunned, this can be swirled, and then they could just clear this, right? They don't really even have to clear it that much because no one's been playing there anymore after the utility, right? But they can clear it real quick. Because if they're clearing this, yes, there's a cross here, but they are swirled and their aim's going to be a little messed up. You have a chance to kill them while they're vulnerable. Anyone right here that's stunned has to back up. They can't double peek you. And this is smoked and this is smoked. So that's what I would do on A side. Just use your smokes can stay the same, right? Your other utility, whether it's a blind or a molly, can be used, you know, in any of those hard to clear spots. You can shoot a molly here. You could bounce it off. You could blind that. Same with this. You can just, quite literally, when your smokes are down, they can't shoot you from here. You can just shoot a molly right here or blind it. That's how I would do it. Now, B site is Astra's easiest site to get on, and I think Astra's really good on this map. So if you never played Astra before, I think you should really pick her up. She's really good on this map. You're about to see why. Okay, so B site. Really, all you have to do is clear the front half and just plant here and play post plant, right? You don't really need to clear any of this back stuff. And here's why. What you're gonna do, this one, you can smoke just. You could just smoke in the middle of the doorway, right? There's two ways you can smoke it. You could just smoke it in the middle of the doorway. Yes, they can flash out and do all this stuff, but however, right? If anyone's playing backside here, they can't really peek the door. They're smoked off. Anyone that's trying to come in, they're also smoked off. So this is the only time I would recommend not smoking super deep, because you also block whoever's back here from just coming in like this, you know? Because if this is smoked deep, so I'm smoking this deep, they have all this wiggle room to just come over here and kill anyone planting. So I would actually smoke just in the doorway for this site in particular. And I really would recommend playing Astra on this map, because this makes this so much easier to clear. You don't even need an initiator really. You could just put a swirl here and a stun here. What I do is I smoke it, I stun that, swirl that. Right? When you swirl it, you wanna check up here first, because I'm not sure if this will actually swirl them. Nope, it swirls them. They can't even sit on the box. So the reason I'd check this first is because this is stunned. So if someone's here, they're stunned. These people, they're not stunned, they're just vulnerable. So I'd have the smokes there. This is gets stunned. As soon as it's stunned, I go here. And as soon as, because it's swirl, I'm not gonna bother slow peeking it because it's really close and they'll kill me. Wide swing it, kill them. Right? If you wide swing and no one's there, instantly check the other side. If someone's stunned here, you'll get a free kill. Your smokes are here, they can't push up. And then you just plant. Have your teammates watch each side. And then just go back and play post plant. Pretty simple. If you ever ult, you can literally just cut it off like this. You don't even have to waste your smokes. You just cut it off like this. And the same thing right here. Also beware if they have a jet or a chamber or a raise, anyone that can really change elevation. You have to be careful of this. Your stun, I do not believe your stun's going to be able to hit that. I can test that out right now too. It stuns. This is more broken than I thought. Play Astra. Just play Astra, guys. On this map, play Astra. Now, it won't stun if they're over here. That's really the only thing you have to worry about, because this smoke isn't really going to interfere with them too much. But this can be cleared before you even get on site, because obviously you can clear it from here. You can smoke, clear this. You don't see anyone right here, so they're deeper. If they're here, they're deep. Stun. If they walk out over here, get a kill, swirl, come in, check the stun, plant. Pretty simple. B side's pretty guaranteed. Guys, for CT. Oh, not CT. I mean C without the T. I'm dumb. The general rule of thumb is this is the opping spot, right? This is the place where people snipe and op. This is generally one of the hardest. Not the hardest. It is the hardest site to entry, in my opinion, on Seaside, on Haven, because you have this long lane. Now, sometimes on low elo, right? You'll have a control. You'll be on defense, and you'll have a controller on your team. Smoke off this, right? I don't know why they do it. They smoke this off on defense. Don't do that, because now I have all this space. I can push up to here, do whatever I want. If you're on defense, this is just a quick tip on defense. If you're on defense, smoke it there. Smoke it there. Every time, please. Now if they walk out, boom. They can't even get to here without being at risk. Well, that was just a quick little tip on defense. But for offense, like I said, general rule of thumb, where most people are going to rotate from. In this case, there's only 2 places they can rotate from besides flank, and that's garage and CT. Like I said, CT is generally going to always be smoked. What we're going to do here, we're going to smoke CT. We're going to do it kind of deep. We don't want them to be able to play right here. We don't want to be able to all the way walk out and play all the way right here. Like, this might not even be deep enough. This is okay. This is okay, because if they walk out like this, they're exposed to here, here, and here. But ideally, I would actually smoke it even deeper than this. I'd smoke it like this. Now, they can't even peek anything without being exposed to the entire site. It is supposed to being only exposed to these sites. Now they're exposed to this as well. They can't walk out without getting exposed to anything. Now, since you have other utility, remember, spots that are hard to clear or just annoying to clear. For example, a lot of people like to snipe right here, back here, or right here. We don't want that. So your team is ready, right? Because you don't want to use your utility if your team's not going to push up. Communicate with your team. Your team is ready. What I would do is I would not activate the smoke first like the other sites, because these are more when you get on site, if anything. What I would do is swirl, stun, then activate these when you're getting up on site. Clear that, clear this, and then plant. Be aware they can be up here, camping up there. But that's not super hard to clear, honestly. It's not, because your back's supplied here. When you're first getting on site, you're clearing this, so you shouldn't get shot in your back. You have an initiator to clear the close corners. Make sure this is cleared, and then yeah. Alternatively, you can smoke this and garage. If it makes it easier, then you can put your swirl or your stun up there, and just plant here, because even if they come from CT, you shouldn't be over here. You should be planting here. Someone else can hold this if they want to, but the person with the spike, just plant right here. So you can smoke there or CT. Those are one of the rare exceptions where you don't need to smoke CT. That's the general rule of thumb. Smoke rotation spots and use the rest of your utility on hard to clear angles. Alright guys, Mr. Editor back again with a different role, Sentinel. I'm going to go over the general rule of thumbs for Sentinels. I just happen to be on split B. I'm going to tell you what to be doing on defense. I'm also going to tell you what to do on offense as well, because I know some people struggle how to play offense with Sentinels. So, what you would mainly want to contest is main, right? Like, it's not really my job to contest heaven. Usually you're going to have someone on your team watching mid, and therefore watching heaven as well. What I really mainly want to do is just cover main, so they can't 5-man push like you saw earlier in the video, the jet dashing into smoke. You want to be able to stop that. Any trip here would stop a jet dash. A jet would dash in, they'd get hit by the tripwire, free kill. Even if he's in a smoke, it's free kill. So for example, a setup I would do is depending on your kind of setup, mine's more of an aggressive setup for this first one. I'd put my camera back here. It's very easy to see and get shot. However, the reason I would do that is because I would do this lineup here, right? Look at what I'm doing. Crosshairs right here. Not on this, but like closer. Throw that. It lands right up on here. Alright? Now that's a one-way. You can see their legs. You just crouch right here to see their legs. I probably wouldn't do this with a Vandal. I'd either do it with a Phantom, because you can crouch spray like this, or with an Odin, which is most likely what you're gonna be doing this with. So I'd do this, right, with the one-way. The trips right here. Paired that with the one-way. Most people, they're not gonna have the time to jump over this. If they do, you're gonna hear them jump over it and you can just kill them, right? Because you'd be playing most likely right here, or you'd be playing right here off your camera. But I would have a trip there, and I would also probably have a trip right here, so that people can't just come in and go this way. Now, this is also where adaptability comes in. If they have a sage, most likely their entry is gonna be walling this off, so you don't really have to worry about this. If that's the case, put another trip somewhere else, like even right here would be good, because this is gonna hit anyone that goes to plant right here, right? They plant here, they're gonna see this, but if anyone goes to go back here to camp while someone else is planting, they're gonna get hit by the trip. If they're not doing that, I would put this here so you're not getting, this is too high, by the way, don't do this. If they can crouch under it, it's not good. If you don't know how to do the crouching level, I would just crouch like that. It's going through my head. They can't crouch it. They probably can't jump it either, right? If you're playing here, you want to just make it so that it's hard for them to push you, right? So obviously I'm watching this. If they somehow get in, right, they smoke me off. I can't see anything. They want to go this way. You're gonna at least know that they're gonna break this. If they either hit it, you'll know they're there. They break it, you know they went that way. But the way I do this, right, the reason I have this camera here, and I said depends on playstyle, is I wouldn't even peek this, right? I would just be doing this. As soon as I saw anyone, whether they broke the camera or not, if they didn't break the camera, I'd activate this with the camera. If they broke the camera instantly, just activate it yourself. Shoot them all, right? I'd just get one kill. If there's 2 easy kills, get to 2 easy kills, sit back here. Now, if the camera's destroyed, then you won't be able to use it, obviously. But if it's not, you can use it. And if they get on site, they push this, they're going to get hit by this. Free wall bang, right? And you have the Odin, so you're going to win that wall bang battle. If they jump over it, you're going to hear them. And you can just wall bang like this as soon as you hear it. Or you can hold a little angle like this, which I don't think you really need to do, because if they go that way, obviously you have a trip right there. So you could just wall bang like this. If you hear them jump, you can, another tech you can do, right? You hear them jump, just quickly ping. Quickly ping that. You hear them jump, oh, ping right here. This is where the entrance is. Just spray all around that. It's not invincible, right? You can hit them a few times. They walk this way, maybe you start missing them. Or they walk this way. Or maybe they push up like this. So what I would do is, right after I shoot it, right, I hear them jump, I ping it. Right after I shoot it, I'd back away, because the closer you are to the wall, the more peeker's advantage matters. So if you back away, you're in an off angle here. So if they did push up, you just back away and you'll see them, kill them. And if they like pushed up this way, they're gonna probably swing around. They're gonna expect you to be here. So when they swing around, you'll be in an off angle, and you put yourself in the best position to win that battle. Obviously, and also don't forget your camera has a timer. If they take a while, you could just get it back. Just put it anywhere you want, really. If they just shoot it instantly, you know that they're present. You know they're still there. So that's an example of what I would do, right? The rule of thumb is just mainly contest CT and contest any way that they can really get to you. So I don't have to worry about watching this. I don't have to worry about anyone coming this way, because I have a trip there. I only have to worry about it once my utility goes off. So I can just forget that even exists. My utility goes off? Okay. My utility goes off. I still have one more cage. I would save a cage, right, on this setup, so that you could cage yourself out of here. And I wouldn't just cage and instantly start walking a cage. Delay. They start shooting you through it. Then I'd walk through. So I'd wait, pull my knife out. Here. Now you can start clearing this, because they broke this, right? Also, don't forget that you'll have a teammate up here. Now, if they split push, then he'll be busy on mid. But if they didn't, he'll be here. He can help you. So don't forget you have a teammate. But you don't need people to really stack your site, because you should be able to hold most of it. And your job's not to just completely shut them out. Your job is just to delay them so your team can rotate. So if you want to play a little bit more passively, and you want to play for retake, a cool thing to do with the Cypher cam, right? Because no one else has it anymore, is just usually put it above CT. So they have to like come in and turn around and shoot it. they can't shoot it while entering, so you guaranteed kind of get to see what they're doing because they have to come in and shoot it like this, so you know they're on site, or you know they're really close. They already through main. So you can put the camera there. So if you just wanted to slow down, play for retake, you can do the lineup. Don't do it like that though. You can do the lineup like this, and instead of just playing here, you could have that. You can have that same trip there if you want to. But honestly, if you really want to play for just if you really just want to play for time, you don't even need to do that. What I would do is I'd put this here to delay their plant, and I would just leave the same trip right there. And what I would do is, if they're over here, you don't even need to be here. You could just go on the camera. Oh, I hear them coming. I can't activate it with this, but you can hear them coming. Turn off the camera, and then hit the cage, and you can just play right here. If you want to play an off angle, you can play like this. So just have a cage preset if you're gonna play an off angle that's really exposed like this. But you can kill him here, dip out. And remember, you have a set trip here. Don't worry about that. That's if you really want to play an off angle and you just want to catch someone off guard right here. But normally, you just play like this. You can just get your kill and retreat. But remember, the general rule of thumbs. There's two ways to play Sentinels on defense. You can play aggressively, or you can play passively to just play for retake. Either one is fine. There's no right or wrong way to play it. It's fine either way. And for attacking, even I have trouble playing attack sometimes with the Sentinel. General rule of thumb is, right, you have an alarm bot or you have this trip. Just put one in any of your flanks, right? I put one here because it's faster for them to flank through mid than to flank all the way around. And I just put it there. Make sure they can't jump it. Make sure they can't crouch it. You don't have to put it anywhere like extravagant where it's guaranteed to hit them or anything like that. Just put it like this. They have to break it. You'll know they're there. Now you can do kind of like a mini support smoker kind of, right? You can really just throw cages out, activate them for your team. Like you can clear this right here, right? You're invincible. Clear this, right? Because you're on defense. You really don't need your cages, or on offense, you don't really need your cages that much. You just use them to help you get on site. And then I would save one trip for post plant, right? So if I planted here, I'd put a trip right here, right? And if you only use one cage for entry because your supports, like your controller smoked off pretty good and you didn't need to use it, you can put a cage here. This is also for defense. If you can also throw a cage on any of your trips if you think it's gonna hit someone. But on this site, like I said, the way I play it with the one way, and I don't really need to do that. But on other sites where there's just like entryways, you can just put them there, and you want to play on site, and you want to commit to that site, you can just put these on entryways, put the cages, and you don't even have to wait for them to hit by the trip to activate the cage. You can just hear them coming up, activate the cage. Now they're gonna get hit by the trip. They can't see where the ends are. I mean, you can still kind of see it, but it's more hectic. They're getting shot at. They're trying to move. They're looking around. It's kind of harder to see. And when you're obviously when you're attacking, don't forget use all your utility. Right? You can put say you have that you're here. You've cleared this. There's smokes right here. You can put a KJ turn right here. KJ turn or the camera. Look up at heaven. Either the KJ turn is gonna activate and shoot. This is gonna get shot immediately. You'll know there's someone at heaven, or it won't get shot immediately. You can look. Your teams are going on site, and you're just staring at heaven. Give the call out, and if it gets shot instantly, there you go. Use your cage. Right. So that's pretty much just think of smart ways to use your utility on attack. Don't think you're only defender oriented. Remember, you can use your cage turret as a mini dog, right? Use it to get information. That's it for today's video. I know it was quite lengthy, but I really wanted to get our thought process out there for everyone to see and to really improve their way of playing and not just copying us by learning and how to actually think and use their utility. So I hope that was really useful for all you guys, and if you really enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Until next time, everyone.